Hey friends, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead, and I'm going to give Howie a nice roast chicken and stuffing dinner from my pantry. Here we have a jar of ugly chicken that I just recently canned. This is 2 thighs and 2 drumsticks. We got home canned carrots, my last half pint of bacon, an onion, and a hunk of frozen bread from the freezer that, you know, when it starts to go stale, I throw it in a bag in the freezer for just such an occasion. Let's do this. First things first, I'm going to take this casserole dish and I'm going to liberally, well not liberally, but I'm going to give it a good buttering. Can't find my pastry brush. A good flexible spatula will do. There we go. Now, I'm going to start cutting up my carrots and onion. I'm going to set this in a bowl, hot, of warm water, because this is like solid jelly in there and that's fat, so we want to loosen that up a bit. We'll give that a little bit to do that. I'm going to rinse most of the fat off of this bacon. I rinse the fat off the bacon and I save the gel from in the bottom of the jar for the gravy. Now, while the bread's still partially frozen, multigrain bread, it's still quite frozen actually. So I'm going to at least slice it here so that it can thaw out a little bit. Let's put that over there to thaw out a bit. Now our bacon, we're just going to break it up because when you can it, this is what it looks like. And we're going to put in a little bit of diced onion. Whoops, just mince that up. It's going to cook, but you want to make sure it's finely cut so that it doesn't come out half raw. Okay. That goes into the bacon bowl. We're going to open. We're going to dump off this water that our jar was in. And we're going to put our little bit of bacon jelly in there. Put it on the board. Scrape off any jelly. Scoop off any jelly or fat into your pot over here. Now I'm going to pour off again jelly and fat. I'm going to have to invest in some more wide mouth jars for projects like this. Now while I take the bones out of this, I'm going to really carefully take any juice or fat and put it in our little pot there for, you guessed it, gravy. Make sure you get all the bones. And as you debone the meat, I'm going to put it in our casserole, in the bottom of our casserole dish. All these bits of bone and gristle and fat and skin are going into the crock pot for soup tomorrow. And now that the chicken is in the bottom, we're going to add some sliced carrots because these are already cooked because they're canned. I'm going to pour off a little bit of this juice for the gravy. And then I'm just going to start slicing up carrots and putting them, actually I'm going to put them whole. You know that? I'm just going to put a layer of nice whole carrots all over this chicken. I'm having a salad tonight. Alright. We'll put this back in the fridge to put in the soup tomorrow, along with the other half of that onion. To the chicken juice, carrot water, and bacon juice, we're going to add, I don't know, about 1.5 tablespoons of flour. While it's cold, we're going to turn this on high, and we're just going to start whisking. Now remember, this is carrot water, chicken fat and gel, and bacon gel. Basically chicken gravy. And we're going to just heat this up and continue to stir until it thickens. Well, this should be thickening right up shortly. It's coming, it's starting to thicken now because we're getting trace. And just before it gets completely thick, we're going to pop it on over here and pour that nice thick chicken gravy all over the top of that chicken and carrots. Now, stuffing. Should have taken the bread out earlier, but I'm going to drop it in that bowl of onions and canned bacon. I'm just going to throw some poultry seasoning on here and just kind of work the bacon and the onions and the poultry seasoning, together. And now we're just going to put our stuffing all over the top. Now, even though I'm not eating this, this will do Howie 2 meals. We're going to put a lid on that, and that is going into a 350-degree oven for about 40 minutes. Okay, the timer has gone off, and for the last 10 to 15 minutes, I took the lid off to let the top toast up a bit. Isn't that lovely? We'll just let that settle in for a minute, and when Howie comes in, you'll see him enjoy his dinner. Okay, so I've whipped up Grampus, a little bit of instant mashed potatoes. I'm glad I stocked up on them. We got enough to do us the winter at least. A little dab of butter, that it's rested. Let's take the stuffing off the top, put it on the side, and then comes the chicken and gravy and carrots.
Smell something.
Roast chicken dinner with stuffing and gravy, and mashed potatoes, some pepper for Papa, and then as soon as he gets washed up, you'll see what he thinks about that. This is your roast chicken dinner with stuffing and mashed potatoes, and all came from jars, except for the potatoes, and those were instant. Gracie! Gracie! Shh, some crackers. Now try the stuffing, because I made it's like.
I just did.
Oh, you did?
Very good.
Gravy, potatoes, stuffing.
Chicken.
There you go.
Awesome.
Thank you, dear.
Sunday dinner on a Monday.
Awesome. This is the Miss Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying just because you got canned chicken and canned carrots and instant mashed potatoes and some stale bread in the freezer doesn't mean you can't make a delicious Sunday chicken dinner on a Monday. You gotta give her some. Oh my goodness. Loves his girl. Take care. God bless.